seen on the title of the video, I will be talking mainly about my ASMR favorites. So I'll be talking about what my favorite ASMR channels are, what my favorite triggers are, if I have any ASMR videos that I love the most, how I discovered ASMR and stuff like that. But I do need to give credit for this idea to Gwyneth. Gwyneth, I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you so much for the idea. I loved it. Gwyneth is one of the channel's subscribers, and she was actually one of the very first subscribers. So she was brave enough to click subscribe on a channel that had probably 5 videos by the time that she subscribed and very little subscribers. So thank you to everyone that subscribed so far, for trusting in this channel, for believing in this channel even though I just started. I am very grateful for you. Also, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like it or not. If you do like it, give it a thumbs up. That helps me a lot. It helps when you guys comment on what you liked, or when you like it, and that way I kind of know what you want to see more of, and just basically what you like. So let me know what you think. Let me start. The first trigger is this is my old iPhone. I don't use this anymore, but I picked it because this is actually one of my favorite triggers. Not just the iPhone, but any devices, screens. For some reason, I love that sound. So every time I see a video that has an iPhone or any phone or any device, actually, any, like an iPad, an iPod, if those still exist. I have one actually. Or a computer screen. Oops, that was my belly. Any device like that you can tap on the screen. Oh, click on it, what intrigued me about it, that I decided on watching this documentary about something I had no idea about. I had never heard of ASMR before, and this is maybe 3 years ago. I'm not exactly sure when this was, but it was at least 3 years ago. And so I watched that documentary, and I remember throughout the documentary feeling, I don't know, like a mixed feeling of, my first reaction was to think, this is kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, people really listen to other people fold towels for relaxation. Like, how does that work? But at the same time, even though I was being a little judgmental, to be honest, I was also very, very, very intrigued, and it especially clicked for me when one of the witnesses, let's say one of the people that were talking about their experiences with ASMR, she said something like, I watch it every day because it helps me decrease my anxiety, and it helps me fall asleep. And I've always had issues falling asleep and staying asleep. Maybe not always, but since I started having some memory, since I started remembering things, I remember that I've never had an easy time falling asleep, and I've always had trouble shutting off my thoughts, during the day and during the night as well, and especially when going to bed. As soon as I would get in my bed, I couldn't stop ruminating and think about the same things over and over. So when that person said that, when that woman said that it was helping her with her anxiety and with her sleep, I thought, could that be something that helped me? And at that point, I had tried a few things, not everything, because I never wanted to try medication. So I had tried meditation, I had tried a few things, therapy, and I thought, why don't I try that? I mean, honestly, it's free. Apparently I can find it on YouTube, and I'll just listen to it. And also, I was just curious. I wanted to see what the searching for ASMR videos, that's when I started using YouTube a lot more. And now I use it every day. Not only for, and this is not an advertisement for YouTube. It's starting to sound like one. But no, I'm just saying that before ASMR, I didn't really use YouTube for anything, and now I use it, like I watch YouTube every day, not only for ASMR, but of course I also watch tutorials, or there's even documentaries on YouTube. I love watching documentaries. And I watch some vlogs. That's when, once I started watching ASMR and I started watching vlogs, I fell in love with Jenna Marbles. So, yeah, I fell in love with her and Julian, which I miss Jenna, but anyway, back to ASMR. So, when I started watching ASMR, I don't remember what came up on my first search, right? I have no idea. But obviously, the first ASMR channels that appeared were the girls that have million subscribers. So, Gentle Whispering, GB, ASMR Glow, ASMR Darling. But the first channel that actually I felt attracted to and that I ended up watching videos, because I remember trying out a couple at the beginning and thinking, no, maybe this is not for me. And the first videos that actually clicked for me and that I actually liked, because I remember feeling this like sensation of peace and relaxation, you know, when you start falling asleep and you feel so relaxed because you're so focused on the sounds and what they're saying. Well, the first videos were made from were ASMR Darlings videos. So thank you, ASMR Darling. Shout out to Darling. Do I know her name? What's her name? I know her name, but I forget. I've seen it on comments. No. But yeah, she's the one that I started liking, or she made me like ASMR. I'm gonna tap on ASMR Darling was the first channel that I actually really liked. And ironically, I used to watch videos that were only no talking. I did not like whispering videos. At the very beginning, I'm talking about, so yeah, I remember at the beginning I thought I would get weirded out by the whispers, and I didn't like it. So I would only watch and search for ASMR no talking videos, and I would fall asleep to them. So especially at the beginning, they would work so well. As soon as I would start watching, my eyes would feel heavy and I would just focus on the sounds and I would just fall asleep just like that. Now I have to say, years later, it's almost like I got used to it a little bit, so it doesn't work as fast as before. Or maybe it's because, I don't know, but I'm more entertained now by the videos, and I kind of fight it, I don't want to fall asleep because I want to watch what trigger comes next, and I want to watch the entire haul, so now it's funny because maybe I do fall asleep, but I fight it too much, and it takes me a little bit longer to fall asleep even with ASMR now, but it still works. But now, actually, I'll search for ASMR channels that have a lot of whispering, and I'll click more on videos that are whispered, especially if they are whispered throughout the video, So, okay, so what are some of the channels that I watch? And I don't know if I said this already, but I follow a lot of ASMR channels, and some of them I'll watch once in a while, and their content, maybe it's not 100% what I like, but I continue to follow them because I know that once in a while they'll have something that I like. So I continue to follow, and because they're good channels, they're good channels to follow. And there's some channels that 9 out of 10 I'll watch their content. So I get super happy when they post because I know it'll be a good night. It'll be something new to fall asleep to. So obviously I follow Maria Gentle Whispering. I think from Maria, my favorite videos from her are the ones that she does personal attention, and especially when she gets close, she does close-up whispers, and she whispers in your ears, there's a few, there's one, I think my favorite video from her, or there's two. The ones that she is cutting your hair or doing your hair, whatever she's doing to your hair. And she's like working on your hair, and suddenly she needs to get to the back of your hair, and she gets closer. And so she whispers in your ears. Those are so good. And of course I follow ASMR Glow, and I follow GB ASMR. I like her too. I remember when I started watching ASMR, one of my favorite videos was one of ASMR Glow's videos where she was scratching the microphone and she was using a sponge. And then there's one where she's tracing. I mean, it's impossible for me to tell you what video and you to be like, oh yeah, I watched it, because they probably have like thousands of videos now, maybe hundreds, I don't know honestly, but yeah, they post so much, so yeah. Who else? I love ASMR Magic and Caroline ASMR, or ASMR Caroline, I'm not sure. Excuse me, I have an H. And I love them too. Their content is so good. You can tell with those two. I mean, with everybody, any ASMR artist, but I personally feel with ASMR Caroline and with ASMR Magic, and also with Gentle Whispering, that they are perfectionists. You know, there's no mistakes. There's no mistakes on their videos, or I've never seen one. There's no loud noises that will wake you up. There's no unintentional noises that they make with the table, with the mic. So you can tell that they must sit and edit for days. Or maybe they're just so good that they don't need to edit. They just don't make mistakes. Maybe that's what it is. But also ASMR Magic, her videos are such good content. Like, I don't know, she must spend days filming. If you're curious, go check her out. If you don't know who she is, I bet you know who she is. But she makes these long videos of just pure sounds, and so good. I mentioned ASMR Darling, yes I did. I also follow Grace V and Matt ASMR, Maddie, Mads, the sisters, the twins, they are twins. They have amazing whispering voices. They are my favorite when it comes to whispering. And that is because I prefer whispers that are very clicky and that they have a lot of mouth sounds. So I like when I hear those mouth sounds that I know to some of you might be disgusting. Sorry. Some of you don't enjoy, especially if you don't like ASMR. I noticed that the few times that I had to tell someone what I listen to, if I have to explain what ASMR is, and I have to show them, every time understand. But at least my experience with my sisters when I showed them the ASMR artists that I watch, excuse me, the ASMR artists that I watch, or my favorite ones, their whispering is very clicky, and I love that. That's why they're my favorites. But they thought it was disgusting. They felt they were just listening to someone eat in their ears, and I can understand that. So yeah, needless is to say, my sisters don't watch ASMR, but they are 2 of my subscribers. Obviously, you know, they have to follow me. But yeah, they're supporting the little sis. I'm gonna tap a little bit more, and then I'll move on to something else. I needed a little bit more chapstick, you know. This is my favorite. Come on. Vanilla bean is my favorite flavor. Next, it's a air freshener thing. A dollar store air freshener. Which I didn't buy. I'm not responsible for this. But it sounds good. So, who else? Who did I mention so far? We have ASMR Glow, ASMR Darling, ASMR Magic, Caroline, ASMR Gentle Whispering, Whispers Red. There's one video of Whispers Red, where she's scratching someone's back, and she whispers throughout that video. Really good. You kind of feel like she's scratching your own back. I mean, I don't have to explain it. You know what I mean? You know that feeling. I also watch 10 whispers are one of my favorite whispers with Grace V and Matt. I never know if it's Maddie or Mads. I get confused. Dana, yeah, and Dana, actually, she is the reason why, or she is how I discovered that I like whispering with tapping at the same time. She has a few videos where she taps and whispers at the same time. So if you like this video, you should check her out. Check out her content because she does have a few videos where she's tapping and whispering. I remember before her, most of what I was watching, they would just like tap, talk, and it was super relaxing, and I still watch that. I like it. But if they're tapping and talking at the same time, yeah, buddy, that does it. I just fall asleep. So then for some reason it relaxes me. So her whispers are my favorite, and she is Rage ASMR. Rage has the best whispers ever. Who else do I watch? I also watch Bees, and I can't say her name right. I don't think I say her channel's name right. Bees and Variety. So is that right? Variety. Something like that. And who I think is also Latina. But I think she wasn't born here. She's American. But Latino's heritage. And of course, I wanna know, what do you watch? Like, especially if you know of any ASMR artist that has clicky, and yeah, lots of mouth sounds, clicky whispers. Let me know. I want to know. When it comes to triggers or to like items, I noticed that there's some items that I prefer more than others, you know, like some people love wood tapping, some people really like glass tapping. I enjoy the most plastic tapping, especially if something is vinyl, like vinyl makeup bags or anything like that. I love that. I know as soon as as I see the trigger, I know I'm gonna like it. And I like plastic the most. I would say cardboard. I like also. I think plastic and cardboard make the best sounds, to me at least. And I'm curious to know about you too. If you made it this far in the video, what do you like? What are your favorites? If you can pinpoint a few favorite sounds, if you can say, I like the most whispering and tapping. Also, that would be helpful. It would be a cool survey for me to see, like, okay, what do they want to see? But do you also have like favorite sounds? Do you also prefer plastic over wood, or yeah, tin, cardboard, glass? Do you have any preference? I'm sure I'm